is one of Africa's largest exporters of cut flowers to Europe and other international markets, but its local market faces a shortage of supply of quality flowers. Flowers in the country are expensive and oftentimes unavailable. I'm in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, to find out how entrepreneurs are addressing the prevailing challenges.
Papping Gifts is a online floral and gifting company. We do such services as gift delivery and floral deliveries to people all over the country.
Talk to us about your online system. How does it work?
As compared to a lot of florists and online sellers, we do everything through our website. What happens is a customer will come to our website, select from an available list of arrangements, click Add to Cart, complete their payment. Then after that, we automatically get the notification, package the bouquet, see the shipping address, and have it shipped out. We are one of the only companies that offers same-day delivery.
What has been your experience supplying flowers to the local market?
I think Kenya is one of the trickiest markets because it's also a grower, and actually one of the largest growers in the world. So it means that the local market has an issue that maybe other markets don't have, as other countries have to rely on exports of flowers and importing, meaning their prices are standardized. Kenya is also flooded with what we call local or reject flowers. So these ones can really flood the market for cheap and usually end up destabilizing prices.
Most of the flower growers sell internationally. Has it been easy for you buying them for the local market, and did you get enough adequate supply for the local market?
Well, it's been completely rough. You'll find in our local market, the flower farms are very ready to supply the very tiny roses, and that's what you find that is filled up. But of course, our customers always want something different. They want something more refined. They want to try different types of flowers. So when you start getting into the premium roses, you end up realizing that these farms are really not interested in selling them to our local market, or some actually have agreements or arrangements that state that they should not sell them to locals. For a very long time when we were selling flowers, I can't say we were profitable. What we were trying to push was trying to get these farms to work with us. To some extent, everyone else is talking about COVID being a curse. But to the local flower industry, it's been some sort of a blessing, and we don't want to take it wrongly. We realized immediately when COVID happened and the flights were cancelled, local flower farms started getting in touch with local florists and trying to boost them.
Do you sell to other African countries?
Yep. We currently have deliveries that have been going to Uganda and Tanzania as well. It's completely difficult because of the border issues. You find that, for an example, you buy a gift worth 4,000 shillings. The taxes and the freight that will be levied when this package goes to a country like, say, Tanzania or Uganda will be worth 6,000 shillings.
Asante sana. Now, flowers in Kenya are mostly used for weddings, funerals, corporate events, and in big hotels. Individuals also purchase them for special events such as Valentine's. Florists seeking to fill the local demand have faced supply challenges, but one entrepreneur has created a mobile app that seeks to change all that.
What Flowerhood is about is basically about designing your own floral bouquets online through an app, and then from there you create your own floral arrangements by picking the vase and then picking the flowers one by one. And all the flowers that you actually pick from the app are basically everything that we have in our studio. So that's the most unique selling point about us. We can actually deliver this to you. And then from there you can add a message to whoever you want to send to anywhere in the world and send it to them. What was very special for me was just to get the most unique varieties that are rare or we don't have in Kenya.
I can see Flowerhood has prices of the flowers in there, so there's a business side. Talk to us about that.
We thought that, first of all, these flowers, the peonies, like these peonies are very expensive. You can buy a flower like this, even $6. And you can imagine if I have to come and just now start selling it here, it becomes very expensive.
And that's just one.
That's just one. So you can imagine maybe this one would cost maybe 300 shillings because I'm getting the best quality. So I thought to myself, why wouldn't I just be able to still make money off, make it a business where people do an in-app purchase for these particular flowers. So we're looking at what is the best way to make it affordable for everybody, and at the same time make it affordable for us, especially for the flowers that we have.
Mary has been participating in the Kenya Flower Festival, a local exhibition founded in 2019 with the aim of expanding the local market for florists and growers.
The Flower Festival is actually an event that involves showing us those flowers that we have and the different varieties that we have in the country. The main objective is actually to inculcate the culture of giving, receiving and using flowers in our homes and sharing amongst each other.
What difference has the Kenya Flower Festival had in the local market?
The festival has actually brought in that harmony between the growers. I think now there's so much opening up in terms of more growers are now willing to sell to the florists. It has also brought in that realization that yes, we have a market in Kenya.
Have you sought to expand to the entire African continent and look at the bigger market there?
We've actually had conversations with the Ghana Flower Show. We're already also in conversations with South Africa, and those are some of the partnerships and collaborations we are looking at. And you never know, we might actually get to connect Africa through flowers.
Horticulture is one of the top foreign exchange earners, not just for Kenya, but for Ethiopia, Tanzania and South Africa. It generates billions of dollars and provides employment to millions. The COVID-19 pandemic, Brexit and climate change are some of the uncertainties that have faced trade in the flower sector on the continent. But looking inwards to the local market could help ensure sustainable earnings for dealers in the perishable commodity. So what are stakeholders doing differently to tap into the intra-Africa market? Clement Tulezi is the CEO of the Kenya Flower Council.
We still remain the #1 producer of cut flowers in Africa. And that means that we can be able to supply the continent with quality flowers so that no one is actually fetching these from Europe. But we have always had a challenge with logistics of movement of produce from Kenya to markets like the larger West Africa market. And the other challenge, of course, is now on the rules of movement of fresh produce between the African countries. And we are happy that we have the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, which gives us a bit of leeway in which we can be able to discuss this. We see a market in Northern Africa. By the very nature, Northern Africa cannot produce flowers whatsoever.
Locally, flowers are expensive, and oftentimes getting the quality flower is quite a challenge, especially for some of the florists. Some of them say when they go to multinationals, they say they only export. Is it an issue of regulation, or what really is the problem?
Of course, there are regulations that are there because the way we have structured ourselves as an industry, the government gives us certain rebates because we are largely export-oriented. So if we start selling huge volumes locally, we may lose some of those holidays. But the second is that if there is indeed a formidable market, why can't we sell locally? You know, it's just because the market is not yet there. People do not want to spend a lot of money buying locally. So what will happen is you'll get maybe what is worth the money you want to spend.
What can be done to change or turn around the situation and make the local market sustainable?
Well, number one is just about talking about the value of this produce or this industry. We find that there is a disconnect even within government in terms of understanding the value that we bring in as an industry. We know that we post very good returns, but the government seems sometimes not to understand it. And two, it's about looking at now how can we support our own. And the only way is to create a market. But at the moment, as I mentioned, it's still very insignificant, but there is room for growth.